G'day, fellas, and welcome to week number 3 of the Outback Octagon. We are here watching Core begin to build the beginnings of his town center. He's playing as the Mongols, he's spawned in the blue, and we are taking his chat. Now, it's going to look a little bit weird. You guys can see they're already saying hi to you guys at the top of the screen. I'm going to pull that one in. Give me a second. I'm going to try and pull that one in just a little bit more. Let's do it like this. Okay, hopefully that should be a bit better. But we'll wait. We'll see. So, this is going to give us a little bit of an insight as to what is going on in this game. We finally got chat here. You can see that Lidicor is already telling everybody that Wham is trading. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 of your 3rd week of the Outback Octagon. And we've got ourselves a land map, and everybody is about to get down and dirty. Sporting in the center of the map, playing as the Mongols, we've got Core. I'm going to open up the player score so you can see the civilizations. Down to his south, at his immediate 6 o'clock, spawning in as the Delhi, we've got State on the yellow. To their west, spawning in as the pink Chinese, we have got Lidicor. That is right, we've got Lidicor. Lidicor is stepping in for Lucifron. Unfortunately for Lucy, we couldn't get in contact with him. We did tell him when he was meant to turn up, but I think he might have been having a little bit of a siesta that went a little bit too long. Anyway, Lidicor has stepped in for him, and he's rolled the Chinese. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty happy for Lidicor to be on the Chinese. Up towards their north, they've got Zertin, who's playing as the Holy Roman Empire in green. And then, very slightly to his north, playing as the Holy Roman Empire in orange, we've got Adney. Up towards their north, we continue. And we've got Lenok playing as the Mongols. It is going to be Lenok finally on a new civilization. We saw him playing on the English last week, as well as the week before. But not this week. This week it is English. And then over to his east, playing on the Rus, we've got Dinky King playing in the color purple. And then finally, spawning with his very first good spawn, we've got Iaguz, who is playing on the Holy Roman Empire. Now, if you guys have been playing along at home, you would know that Iaguz has had terrible spawns throughout this event so far. What does that mean? That means he's been stuck with people, stuck in between people. It's never been a good spawn for Iaguz, but now, finally, he's found himself a little bit of space over here on the east side. Now, obviously playing the Holy Roman Empire, he's going to want relics. So realistically, you know, he's got one up here that he can take. There's a whole bunch in the middle that he's going to be fighting over, but he's going to have to deal with Core, who I suspect is going to be looking to grab it up quickly. Potentially as well looking out for Lenok as well. We can see that Lenok, both of these Mongol players typically love to go for this kind of early sort of focus on the scholars. Not on the scholars, but you guys know what I mean, on the relics, that sort of thing. So, if I had to say who's my favorite from out of this game right now, it's definitely got to be Iaguz. He is all by himself. He's got so much space. This is a very open map as well. That's one thing to note. We do have these cliffs down towards the south, but I don't think they're going to really contribute too much. Now that I think about it, hold on. If you could sneak a villager up here, and you know what, you could probably treb it anyways. Don't mind me. Actually, you can get up there. Maybe that's actually not a terrible play. Do we dare see a wonder on a hill? That could totally be a thing. Look at that. It's just a barely... Oh my god. Could you imagine that? Oh, okay. I've already called it. There's going to be a wonder on that hill. There's no two ways about it. You can't just not put a wonder on that hill. Honestly, if anybody's played Total Annihilation and you've played the map Krogoth Gantry, it was a mission in Core Contingency, you would recognize that. It's like that is very, very similar. But let's talk a little bit about what we expect to happen, because we've got Adney, who is going to be stepping in for Give You Anxiety as well. So you will notice that we've actually got 2 subs in on this first game in the 3rd week. So GUA, unfortunately, unable to play this week. So he's got Adney to step in for him. And then, obviously, we've got Lidicor, who's stepping in for Lucifron. So 2 bigger players, 2 favorites for the event, unfortunately having to sub in. But that is just the consequence of having these events in the middle of the week. As you guys know, we're running parallel with the Red Bull Wallalol. And as a result, it just means that, you know, it's probably best that we don't collide the two. So we just make sure that we're on different days. But now we hear Core is going to begin aging up. He's got a great little spawn over here in the middle of the map, sitting on an 8k gold. as well as on a deer hunt. So he's going to be super happy with this. We can see the first wood is going to be chopped down for him. We'll check in down to the south and see how everyone's doing. State down to the south, he's just chilling out. Lidicor slowly but steadily improving on the Chinese, adding in a farm. We saw he was going for an initial farm on the town center, quickly corrected himself. He's going to be super happy with this. He loves to play the Chinese. I think he'll be absolutely amazing here. So he's going to be really happy with that. But early aggression. I mean, it's highly likely that we see early aggression coming out of our Mongol players here. Lee Nock, once again, loves the Mongols, very competent on them. So I think he's going to be super happy with this one. And he can look to outpost rush Dinky. But obviously, Dinky playing the Rus, we've been seeing Casper do this a little bit on the Rus especially. Look to try and take out an enemy. But now we've got the age up coming through. It's going to be the Arkan Chapel. We'll check in with Zerton and we'll see if he actually knows. Surely he knows. Yeah, he knows. He knows, Pepega. Yes, he knows that his enemy is towards the north. Now, there's some good stuff that he's got going out here. And interestingly, he's got going for the deer hunt. Now, I think he's got a scout. So normally what you could do... Okay, he's doing the right thing. Is he doing the right thing? So ideally what he would do is look to put down the mill right here and then push the deer into that. And then that way he actually gets the buff of the Arkan Chapel. But I don't think he's going to be looking to do that. Just instead going to be looking to scout. It's a small efficiency, but it definitely adds up. But we'll take a look back towards the north. This is where I suspect our first battle might begin, up towards this northern position. We've got Dinky that's quite close to Lee Nock. Lee Nock going for the silver tree. Lee Nock is trading, ladies and gentlemen. Lee Nock is trading. We'll take a look and see. We don't actually have any French players in this game, so we're not going to be able to determine where the trading posts are too easily. I'm looking on the minimap. Hold on. Surely there are trading posts. Does anybody see any trading posts? Wait, Lidicor's putting a Barbican in the corner? Lidicor. Very interesting decision making. A Barbican on the stone. Lidicor is like, I'm going to move to the corner and I'm going to build my Barbican and we are going to be a happy family. All right. Instead of taking that Barbican to defend himself, Lidicor puts the Barbican in the corner. Now, he could have put the Imperial Academy in the corner, but obviously that's an important landmark. To be honest, I prefer just going for like a Song Dynasty in my base and then just throw down your not your Imperial Academy, Imperial Palace over there. But it can be hard because there's no guarantee you'll get up there. And it's you guys might be looking at this thinking, what the hell? Why is Lidicor doing this? China gets targeted. China gets targeted. We'll now take a look in the middle of the map. Core is going to begin doing his magic. Hold on, let's see if we can tune in with Core. Where is he? There he is. Core is already moving. Look at this. Core's taking the deer stones. Core and Lee Nock are going together to be best friends. Core may run into some issues. Zerton does spot him out. We'll tune in with Zerton and see if he spots it. Just gonna find just a random deer stones. Don't mind me, mate. Don't mind me. Just doing my thing. He's going up now as well to the castle age. So both players looking to get up as quickly as possible. You can see that down to the south, Zerton is scouting out Lidicor here. Now remember, it can be a bit of a double-edged sword here when you are playing as the Chinese, because the big part is that you actually get targeted because you're playing the Chinese, because you've rolled the Chinese. Now obviously it's not your decision to play the Chinese, it's a random civilizations that we get here, but as the strongest civ in the game for free-for-all, they very typically get targeted. And it looks like Lee Nock now going to be moving towards this central trading post. Now there might be more than one. Actually, I think there is. Yeah, so there's going to be two over here for trading. So these are going to be really key in controlling, because if you do control this, then it's going to enable you to make sure you've got that trade going up. But now we already begin to see horsemen coming out, and they're going over towards the west. Where are they going? So do we have an early alliance already beginning? We don't see Dinky making any sort of aggression upon Lee Nock. So maybe this could be our first confirmed alliance. And by the same token, Adney as well as Zerton yet to find each other, so we could potentially see that. Now obviously you guys are going to be able to see up in the top right hand corner the chat in game. We see someone saying Lidicor making plays. Oh gosh. Now I'm not going to be able to pay too much attention to that, so I'm going to let you guys watch that. Hopefully, you know, if I need any clarification on something, I might go to the chat and have a look at it, but it's mainly on there for your guys' enjoyment, because I know you guys want to see the chat. So I do apologize if, like, as you can see right now, we can see like some clicks and stuff. That's Core. So I'm going to leave a link in the description to Core and his games and where you can watch those games. because he streams on Twitch. He's probably streaming live right now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out Core. He's an incredibly funny guy, and just a really he's a genuine guy. He's a real stand-up guy. Very lovely personality. I actually got to have some I got to have some German sausage when I was in Germany with him. But Iago's over on the east side of the map. We can see he's actually putting down his Archon Chapel right at the back. Interestingly, brought all of his sheep over here as well, just to make sure that they get buffed up. But yeah, it is just going to be a battle of the Outback today, it seems. Silver Tree moving to the back corner as well. So Leenock slowly but steadily moving out. Now, we don't see that these traders are doing anything. They're just chilling out for now. Now, if he does move up here and puts the Silver Tree up in this corner, which is going to be really good for him, this could potentially be massive amounts of gold that he's able to bring in here. But obviously, the further out he is here, the more risky the trade route does become. Zerton now picking up a whole bunch of relics. We hear two of them getting picked up at the same time. He's having a great game. Honestly, Zerton looking very good. Going into stables. So looking to play a little bit more defensive here defensive with the Knights. But everybody just chilling out for the moment. Second town centers now coming up for Dinky King as well. He's moved down towards the south. Very nice defensive structure here. But we do see outposts beginning to come up from Leenock. So I don't know whether we're going to have some aggression there. Dinky King building a base down to the south as well. Leenock adding a second town center himself. Imperial official going out to supervise the mining camp that's going back here. So how many town centers do we see out of Lidacor today? That is going to be the question, because sometimes you see 2 out of the Chinese, sometimes you see 7. So I suspect it's going to be a number between those 2, but relics now coming in for Zerton. He's going to be super happy with this. We can see that 2 of the 8 players have gone up. It's going to be Core, it's going to be Zerton. So a lot of civilizations here that love to go after the relics. And speaking of relics, we already see the prayer tent coming in, and it's going to be double shaman production. Sacred site being captured as well over here by Iaguas. He's going to pick this one up, and we can see our traders are now coming back for Leenock. 208 gold a pop right there. So he's going to be super happy with that. But just remember, guys, Leenock is trading, and that is going to be cause for concern. So to fill you guys in on a little bit of a meme, Beastie famously said, Wham is trading. And he said it at a point where he had a wonder. And the wonder was like 10 minutes to go before he won. And he typed in the chat, Wham is trading. And he basically, it's a deflection tactic, right? Like, he's trying to say, hey, I'm not the threat with the wonder. It's Wham because he's trading. When in reality, no, it is 100% Beastie that is the threat with the wonder. But you get the idea. So whenever you see someone say, like, Wham is trading, it's basically someone calling out another person for deflecting. So watch out for that this game. I suspect you might see that in the game a bit. But that's pretty much it, though, right? Like, that's what this game is about. It's about deflection. And look at this already. Dinky King going to be walling out the trade. So Leenock was going for an early trade. Dinky King comes up here. He says, no, sorry, Bob. You are not trading. But has he bought himself a little bit of favor? Has he bought himself a little bit of favor? We thought these guys might have had an alliance, but it seems like that alliance has quickly been broken as Dinky King determines that the best route forward. Oh, Leenock. Oh, look, you can even see in the chat right now, Leenock just said, love you. I love Leenock, dude. He's so funny. He's so funny. Oh, Leenock. Oh gosh, that's great that we can see chat. Honestly, I love that. But Adney now going for a Regnitz Cathedral, a little bit of a safe Regnitz Cathedral here now. Remember, Adney stepping in for GUA here. He is more of a Rus player now. He's quite competent on the Rus. He loves the Rus. So I don't know how familiar he is with the Holy Roman Empire. So it might be a bit tough for him, but we'll see how he plays it. Now we've got a stable moving up as well. He is going to be going up. We see Leenock aging up with the Step Redoubt here. So interestingly going for the Step Redoubt and not the Kurultai. I think probably in free-for-all it does make sense to go for the Step Redoubt anyway. But Knights now coming from Zerton down towards our Chinese player Lidacor. This doesn't look good for Lidacor. And, you know, it feels bad, but this is just the consequence of playing Chinese. And I think this is going to happen throughout the day. If we do see any Chinese players, they are going to get focused down early. And you can see that Zerton's come all the way over here, avoiding attacking Adney, who is closest to him, and instead just coming down towards Lidacor. So this is the consequence of this is what you get, Lidacor, for playing the Chinese, mate. But unfortunately for him, it doesn't look like he's got a lot. Now, keep in mind, he does have the barracks back over here, also with the granary, so slowly building up a little bit of a bit of an economy behind this. Barbican up towards the corner. That's going to keep him safe. So remember, that's going to be the big ticket item. If he keeps that alive, he stays alive. And that's what's important to him. Now the villager's going to be coming out and trying to do a nice little repair there. Village going to get repaired up. We'll tune back in with him shortly and just take a look at how these two guys are doing. But it looks like we've got a full migration up towards the north right now. Take a look at this. Lenok is on his way up to the north. Stepford out, moving up there as well. You can never be too sure with your landmarks. Iago is now reaching the Imperial Age. Single relic in that Regnitz. It's going to be the Palace of Swabia at the back as well. And take a look at this beautiful spot that he's got for a potential wonder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys know exactly what I'm thinking. Oh my god. You could totally sneak an army into the back of Iago's base. Oh my god. I wonder if he knows. What if, imagine, oh my god. This map is going to be insane, dude. I love these little pillars around the edge. Right now, coming in over towards the expansion of Lidicor. We've got attacks beginning on plenty of side. Looks like the Khan going to be doing a bit of ice skating away. Still no pressure on this side, but we've got walls beginning to come up for Dinky up towards that northern position. Back down towards Lidicor's base. He is under pressure. He's trying his best just to gather up some wood so that he can actually get out some spearmen. But you can see that right now Lidicor is unfortunately population blocked, supply blocked. He's sitting on 48 of 40 after losing that village. And the consequence of going that village is it does make it very easy to take it out. And it looks like we might have a little bit of a team up already. Take a look at this. We got Kor and Zerton coming in early against the Chinese player. Oh. I think, look, at the end of the day, you've got Lidicor who tried to do a 3 TC song Dynasty Boom. It feels bad, man. It feels bad. That second town center going to be going down. Still got the main town center standing strong, steadfast, all that good stuff. But unfortunately for him, that secondary one, slowly but steadily coming up. Spears are coming out. They do have their hardened upgrade. If he can build up a decent mass of this, he should be okay. As long as he's funneling these out, but it's a really difficult position. You can see he's got no wood in the bank whatsoever. He had villagers over towards the west here, but this is the problem. When you've got no wood, when you've got insufficient wood, you can't even put down a lumber camp to gather more wood in other places. It really, really hurts you. Town center going to be going down. With that, the villagers going to be going down, and potentially these barracks. And remember, these barracks are really only the way in. And now a forward keep coming in as well from Zerton. Zerton looking very aggressive today. We'll tune on board with him and see how he's doing as he continues, and now finds the third town center for Lidicor. So he's looking to try and shut down Lidicor as quickly as possible. You can see the villagers as well as the Imperial officials stuck inside there. But we've got walls coming up from Dinky King. Second layer of walls already coming up from our Rus player towards this northern position. And he is expanding like a madman right now. He's got 1-2 town centers, but take a look right here. We've got 3 TCs and going for the high trade house. Core reaches the Imperial Age as well. Keep about to go up, less than 10% to go. And with that keep going up, it seems almost certain that Lidicor is destined for a very short game here. He's going to do his best to try and survive. He's got an option over towards this western corner. The question is whether he stays in the game. And the problem is people already know about it. People already know about it. We can see the deer stones are low on health, and that's because Lidicor has been found out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see Core come over here and look to snipe down that Barbican. You can see him massing up units. He reaches the Imperial Age. We've also got Dinky now going to the Castle Age. 114 on the High Trade House. Not terrible, but at the same time, not the best. It could have been better. It could have been better. We'll tune in with Lenok, and Lenok is cutting through the mutual wood line that he shares with Dinky. Lenok's base starting to look a little bit healthier, a little bit bigger, better. You've still got that silver tree out. Ideally, you'd want to move it to the back. You gain so much just from moving it to the back there, but that keep going up. We also see the Siege Workshop coming out, so he might be thinking about just dropping a Trebuchet down right here. We'll have a look and see exactly what his plans are, but he's got lots of resources in the bank here. Still yet to see an Imperial Age out from him as well. But Lee not coming over. Look at this. Everybody's sensing blood in the water. The sharks are out to attack right now. Everybody wants a piece of Lidicor. And this is, I guess this is the problem with rolling Chinese, is you put a big target on your back immediately as you begin the game, because now all of a sudden the sharks are out. Looks like Adney had a knight out. That's going to get chased away. Lee not going to be getting forced out here. And you can see, and this is sort of the theory, is that once you get players like this, that I don't necessarily think these guys are teaming up, but I definitely think they're fighting over the kill here, is that you've got Zerton defending Lidicor in an attempt to kill him. So he's like, no, this is mine. I am going to kill this. And that's exactly what is happening here. Towards the north, though, Adney continues booming. second town center going to be coming down for him, not going for that fast Imperial, which is kind of strange. Zerton now going to be able to click up with that Imperial Age, going up with the Palace of Swabia. Interesting to see 2 Palace of Swabias coming out already from our players of the Holy Roman Empire. Sometimes you will see an actual Elsbach Palace get thrown down, and I do like the Elsbach Palace just because it does reduce the amount of damage that your buildings take. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it from the perspective of, I'm going to go for a wonder victory. Now, can we just talk about beautiful base building for a second? Iagua's just nailing beautiful base building right here. Take a look at that. I can already hear Reddit just so excited about this. Unfortunately, you know, it's over on the other side of the map, so it means that no one's really going to be aware of it yet. But I'm sure anybody watching the video is going to be excited about it. First trebuchet is out, has begun shelling down the main town center. Now, keep in mind, there are still landmarks up towards the north. If Lidicor wants to win, he's probably going to have to build an alliance with somebody and say, hey, state, can I come to your base? Now, before this game, we did actually see them type in the lobby, like, one of them, I think it was State that actually typed to Lidicor, hey, Lidicor, do you want an alliance? I think he said, hey, welcome, Lidicor, do you want an alliance? It was that kind of thing, because, as you guys know, that last week, we had quite a few alliances that were popping up, and so I want to do everything that we can to try and avoid them from happening. Now, there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to cut that off completely, but what we can do is, and this is what we did, is we actually made it so that people don't know who they're playing with openly. So we previously disclosed that. We previously made it so that, you know, everybody would be aware of who was playing and at what time in what game. But now we've made it so that it's kept secret. Now, obviously, the players can still talk to each other and say, hey, what time are you playing? Do you want to have an alliance? Or you could have, like, people like the Australians. I'm sure that Dinky King, as well as Iaguas, have spoken to each other before the game and said, hey, I don't know what game you're going to be in, but irrespective of that game, and Lidicor are going to be our first player that taps out today. 3 points going to be going over to Zerton. He has kept this kill very safe. There is nobody else. We did actually see Core came over, and he was sieging down the main Barbican. So I think Lidicor knew that he was going to get thrown out there, but actually, that's an interesting question. We'll have to double check on the admin there, because I suspect that Lidicor would have stayed in the game if it wasn't for Core going for this Barbican. And by the same token, we can actually see that this one was going down. We'll have to check with the admins there. It might be a case of 0.5 points or the points split right there. But we'll check. It's the admin decision. But look. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That is the consequence of players resigning early, is that we just don't know where the points would go. But you'd almost feel like it was probably Core that it could have gone to, even though Zerton definitely, you know, deserves them. But I digress. Let's talk about the rest of the game, because our Chinese player has been kicked out at 23 minutes. He has been told to move out of home, and that he is no longer welcome here. So he's been kicked out on his butt. And now we've got the walls of shame beginning to build up around the map. Iagua's in particular going to start double palisade walling up towards the north, just protecting his wood line, so nothing too serious here. But it looks like a bit of a non-aggression pact between Dinky and Iagua's at this point. We'll take a look and see how the economies are doing for these players. So let's start with Iagua's over in the corner. 125 villagers for him at this point. That's a pretty decent amount of villagers. Lidicor, he's unfortunately kicked out. State down towards the south, sitting on 155 villagers. Oh my lord. I didn't even see that we had a Delhi booming his heart out. How many town centers has State got? He's got village fortresses? He doesn't even have village fortresses yet. How does he have so many villages this early? That is insane. State with 150... Am I reading that right? How do you have 155 villages? Oh my lord. That is a lot. Leenock up towards the north. We'll check in with him. He's on 91 villages or economic units. Keep in mind, a lot of those units are going to be traders, and these guys effectively count for like almost double when they're doing distances like this. It's a lot. It is a lot. But now going to get caught out in the middle. It looks like Zerton as well as Leenock. Leenock surviving. His first game beyond the 24th minute mark. We did see him taken out earlier last week, as well as the week before, very early in the game as his English. He did English Fast Imperials in both games, and it was the classic Fast Imperial into GG build order. Something that I would say I'm a bit of a pioneer for, to be honest. Adney now reaching Imperial Age, and it's going to be the Palace of Swabia that comes up here. So definitely seems like him and Core might be a little bit of cooperation going on here. I think Zerton may be in the mix as well, cooperating here, but I suspect there might be a bit of tension in that alliance. But I'm being told to read the chat. I unfortunately missed it. But I'll pick it up next time. Okay, here we go. My army is small. I'm worried about Leenock. That's what State is saying. He's worried about Leenock. So maybe they're looking to turn their attention. Now, remember, it's all about deflecting in free-for-all. So State is trying to turn his attention away, or turn attention away from himself. That's a big factor. You know, I don't want people to come to me. I want to go after other people. And now we already see core. So it looks like the alliances are beginning to build. It looks like... do we have the 3 on the left against the 4 on the right? Is that what is happening right now? Because it seems like that. Have we got a team of 4 here? Down to the south, you can see Core is expanding out his vision. Now, it's important not to confuse teaming up with just non-aggression, because typically in these matchups, you want to be as passive as possible. It's the best way that you can sort of guarantee your survival. But at the same time, that could mean that we do have potential alliances beginning to form. All right. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and I will say this once again, you guys are going to be able to see Core's chat on the screen, but I'm not going to be reading that. I'm going to be paying attention to the game, because even though I'm watching this game with you guys, you know, it's my job to cast. It's my job to observe. But now, moving up towards the north, we do see 3 of the landmarks coming up here. Zerton going to be looking to draw his attention up here. So it definitely seems like players are getting a little bit scared about Leenock, and that's a lot of Lancers now coming out for Core. We can see that Core does have that biology upgrade, whereas Leenock still yet to grab it. But Bombard's now coming out, and this is the consequence of teaming. And we talked about this. Oh my lord, it looks like we might have a bit of a backstab. Just when we thought Dinky King was in an alliance with Core, or rather with Leenock, he turns towards the north and comes back out. A lot of elite knights up towards this northern position. Leenock is getting shafted right now. People think Leenock might be the threat. He's getting double teamed here. This is looking like an episode of Bang Bros right now, and we ain't even in the late game yet. This is getting wild. Looks like a couple of markets down as well for Adney. He might be thinking about a bit of trade. But now Dinky King, once again, going to be turning the attention towards Leenock. He senses there might be blood in the water. Interestingly, Leenock now going to be running up towards the north. The north, rather. Villagers down on the south side, gathering it up. If you guys see any battles, let me know. Make sure you ping me when you see battles, because I can become a little bit, what's the word? A little bit, not narrow-minded, but I can have tunnel vision. I get tunnel vision. I'm watching one battle, and at the same time, there might be another battle going on. But this is not looking good for Leenock right now. We'll ride on board with Dinky King and see how he's doing. You can see he's sitting on maximum population, getting all of his upgrades through. And Knights definitely seem to be the way that people like to play in these free-for-alls. Having the mobility really helps you out. But now Leenock going to be under some stress up towards this northern position. Keep is going down. A lot of villagers coming out for Dinky King as he looks to defend it. A lot of Knights ride now for Dinky King. He's trying to hold on. You can see the damage difference between these two. Quite significant, but now all those traders finally going to be coming back. That keep going to be getting up, and with that, a beautiful little holding point here. Looks like the defensive arrow going to be thrown up here for Leenock, but a lot of units coming out as well. But now some bombards on the backside. He's going to be looking to defend this and just overrun completely. The knight numbers looking really healthy now for Dinky. With that keep going up, it is going to stop any form of trading. And this is the consequence of trading in these open positions. It makes it so damn difficult. So, you know, we joke about, you know, wham is trading, but really trade can get out of hand very quickly. It is a way to get infinite gold in Age of Empires 4, and that's why people pay so much attention to it. And so now, Leenock, unfortunately, going to be in a bit of a tough position as the step redoubt going to be going down here. First landmark, second and third landmark back up here towards the north. We've got the Silver Tree as well as the White Stupa. Down towards the south, it looks like the main town center going to be taken out, and we've got ourselves a bit of a double team. It's going to be Core as well as Dinky King that are teaming up here to take down Leenock. So unfortunately, it looks like the tentacles of Leenock are going to fall a little bit short there. The step redoubt going down. Now attention turned towards the White Stupa, as well as the Silver Tree. At this point in time, you'd have to say both of these guys have done a good job of knocking out Leenock, but remember, it comes down to that last landmark. And with that, Dinky King now pulls all of the villagers. Leenock going to be trying to run out of there. It looks like at this stage, Leenock is not going to be able to get out of there. The Silver Tree going to be completely surrounded, and with that, Dinky King going to be claiming himself 3 points for this bad boy, because Leenock is knocked out. Ladies and gentlemen, your 7th place finisher is Leenock. Unfortunate for Leenock. It's been a tough set of circumstances for him. He has been routinely harassed throughout these weeks. People realize that Leenock is a big threat. And speaking of big threats, well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Iaguas, who, in my opinion, probably sits in prime position to be the victor here. He has got an incredibly good spawn, a great civilization for the free-for-all. And now we see that he's trying his best to put up a keep in the middle of the map, doing so against the emplacements on these outposts, the cannon emplacements. But he's going to be able to drop a town center behind this as well and look to try and repair up this keep. So he's not actually losing anything by doing this. But we'll take a look, because he's gonna be able to take out these outposts here. We can see him firing off. Great micro there from Iaguas as well. And now beginning to fire off on all three of these outposts. And with this, he's going to be securing up the trade post. Now remember, Leenock has just lost access to this trade post. Well, because he's been killed. But that leaves it ripe for the taking. And that's exactly what Iaguas looks to do. Moves in, puts down the keep. Now you might be wondering, why does he bring the town center down? And the reason why is because he wants to extend out his emergency repairs. And so the idea is that he doesn't actually need to repair this keep. He gets the villagers out here, builds the town center, and then immediately does emergency repairs. You can see it's not in influence, but as soon as he's up, or as soon as this town center is up, he is going to be emergency repairing that bad boy up. You can see it's now unlocked. And boom, there we go. It goes back up to full health now. All right, well, let's take a look and see if we can try and identify any more of those potential alliances and who may look to crack next. We're 30 minutes into this game. 2 players have gone down already. And things are starting to get spicy. In the middle of the map, we've got Core, who sits quite exposed. But keep in mind that even though he is exposed, he does have his deer stones over on the west side. In the center, we see the sacred site being neutralized by Dinky. These 2 players over on the east looking to push out together and interestingly not going for each other. Going towards the center of the map, probably realizing that there are bigger threats out right now than each other. But down towards the south side, we'll take a look and see how State is doing. He's got plenty of town centers. Keep in mind his villager population very, very high at this point. He had a lot of units earlier. I'm not sure where they've rolled off to. He had elephants, remember. I'm looking. I don't see it. Am I blind? I'm hearing emplacements up towards the north. Oh, we've got some traders coming in from Adney. He's trying to do a bit of a long trek here. Take a look. Oh my lord, look at the outpost coming up from Adney. Adney knows how to play the late game, it seems. Now, when it comes to the late game, there's a few civs that have got pretty significant advantages. Now, obviously, we've talked plenty about Chinese, but in my opinion, Mongols are a civilization that is really starting to impress me in the late game, just because of their ability to have infinite stone. And you might be like, infinite stone, Drongo, it's not that big. No, it's actually huge. Infinite stone means that they can just throw out cannon emplacements every single day. You see these emplacements that are firing off right now? They do 100% AoE damage. That means that all the units immediately next to the unit that gets targeted, well, over towards the west. Okay. Adney going for a bit of an interesting Wallalol right there. He's like, hey, guys, if you're wondering where my landmarks are, this is where they are, and exposes his 2 landmarks. Ooh. That's a bit of a yikes. It might have actually exposed Core there as well. Because remember, when you do a Wallalol, it reveals it for the entire map. And so it also actively reveals the area, which means he would have exposed his Ragnits as well as his Palace of Swabia. So in the late game, if he does get targeted and those landmarks go down, it could be because of that Wallalol. So a little bit of a, I don't know if it's necessarily a mistake, and a lot of town centers coming up over here for Adney. What is Adney doing right now? Take a look at this. Adney going absolutely ham with this. No real battles. Chat, do you guys see any battles that are happening at the moment? It seems like everyone's just biding their time for the moment. Now, we've still got 6 people in the game, so there could be the option of an early wonder that comes out. But with 6 people in the game, you'd have to be a madman to go for a wonder at this point. I've seen it once before. Beastie did it once before. I remember he was playing the Abbasid Dynasty, and he went for a wonder, and somehow managed to win with 6 people still alive. So it is possible. It's possible. But I don't know whether you could get away with it in a competition, though. But we'll take a look at the sacred sites. I can see someone asking, is it just one sacred site? There's actually 3 sacred sites on this map. So we've got the second sacred site in the middle, 3rd sacred site out towards the west. I don't know where the 1st sacred site is. Might be down here. Yeah, it's down here. So I think it would be unlikely to win with a Sacred Site victory, but definitely possible. And for a player like Core, who's in the middle here, he's going to be able to pull something like that off. But now going to be coming out, and look at this, into the stealth forest. Oh no, this is terrible damage right now. Iago is going to get caught with his pants down. Hand cannon is going to be coming out, but there are so many knights right now, Lancers, coming out for Core. He's going to be able to clean this up completely. And with that, it is going to mean, unfortunately, the end of this push for Iaguas. He's going to have to head back to the drawing board. A lot of expensive units that have been lost here. Now, keep in mind, he's managed to secure the trading post, so he may look to do trading, but obviously, that's going to... Oh, you can actually see he is trading already. He's got markets down. He's got a lot of markets. This can put a target on his back. Interestingly, we can actually see the trade routes from this. But now a second keep going to be coming up here. All of the knights or lancers moving in underneath. Looks like Boiling Oil still not in right now for Iaguas. And Core going to be turning his attention towards Iaguas. Now, I guess one of the things to note is Core still hasn't picked up his base and moved. One of the things that we do see Mongol players do is they pick up their bases and they move. We saw Beastie do this last week on the Mongols. We've seen plenty of players do it before. Salami as an example as well, who does it. But Core didn't do it, so that tells me he's happy. He's safe. He's not feeling under any threat, which makes me think he might be allied with his immediate neighbors already. So we'll watch out on the chat for that, but we can now see that Iagua's going to be losing this keep in the center of the map, and Spearmen going to be coming out here. You can see they can barely even scratch these units here, and Iagua's loses the keep, and with that, he's going to be losing, remember that trading post we talked about, and you can see he's now stopped the traders from coming in. If those traders get exposed, then Core types in the chat, Iaguas is trading, and then all of a sudden, you've got yourself a problem because maybe you've got 2 or 3 people coming for you because you were trading, and that is a no-no. That is a no-no. Trade is a very powerful aspect of this game. Now, speaking of trade, it looks like... So that final landmark did go down of Lee Knox. So the Silver Tree, you're not going to be able to trade with it. But that's always going to be an option. You can trade with the markets of dead people. So let's say in the example, as an example, Iaguas dies. And with that, his markets stay alive, but they're white. They're neutral. You're allowed to trade with that. So you can build a market up here, and then you can send your traders down towards that. Because your enemy, if they spot that, then they can actually kill it. The reason why you wouldn't be able to do that if they were alive was because then it's a 2 versus 1, and that's not really in the spirit of free-for-all. We want to try and keep it so that even if players are cooperating, that they're not getting the full benefits of infinite gold with that as well. But now it looks like moving up towards the north, you can see that Core is just cleaning up units for days here. Coming out towards the middle, we could see that Dinky was actually just getting on that stone. But now Core coming out with just 2 bombards, and so how many units has he got here? We'll take a look from Core's perspective. He's got 68 elite lancers. That is just bordering on being a nice amount. But now it looks like Zerton may have stabbed him in the back as the bombard begins to take out the emplacements, or the outposts without emplacements. Mangonel's moving out together with the men-at-arms and the horsemen. Over on this eastern front, we can see that I think he might just be moving around. So with that, it does seem that there's an alliance there between Core, between Zerton, and he continues pushing. Core with a very big army here. Now, keep in mind, he's got the Lancers. Lancers are going to be great because you never really lose your mass. Now, what did we see earlier? We saw Iaguas lose his entire mass because it was a giant rolling siege ball. But here, it's a very quick, a very mobile army that is just going to be Lancers. So it basically means that you're a lot less likely to lose those units. But now Boiling Oil going to be coming out. It looks like a couple of units going to be exchanged here between Zerton and Core. What do we got up on the backside? We can see traders coming out now from Dinky King. He's heading towards the middle. Both players have looked to secure this position in the center. Core is aware of it. And now that keep going to be going down. So it looks like we've got 3 players working here to take down the keep of Dinky King. So we might have ourselves another alliance coming out. Step it out, moving out for Core. Zooming out into the center of the map here. Cannon emplacements coming through. More and more upgrades. Now, I don't think any markets were left behind by Lidicor. I take it back. There was a market left behind by Lidicor, and it's in a really good spot here. Players might not realize it, but this is a great trading opportunity. If you're State right now, you throw a market down right here, and you just start trading. Where is State trading to? Oh, he's just trading to this one. Oh, he's already got control of this one. This is a neutral trading market. Yeah, why the hell not then? Up towards the north, it looks like Dinky going to be getting aggressed on quite significantly. He's got plenty of villages up here towards the north, but We can see he's trying to get these walls up, but unfortunately, where is the infrastructure for Dinky? It's all back in his base. He's still yet to really flesh it out, expand it. Actually, I take that back. He's looking pretty decent with that infrastructure number. I hear units rolling. I hear them rolling around somewhere. Core starting to build up serious amounts of resources as well. And that's one thing to note. This is part of the advantage that I think the Mongols have got when it comes to these free-for-alls, is that you don't have to worry about stone for your wonder. You can make you can turn all of that stone into emplacements, whereas all the other civs have got to actually save up that stone. So if we take a look at Dinky King right now, he's sitting on 600 stone, which means he's got no chance of dropping a wonder down. If we go look at Iagwa's 600 stone, we look at Lidakor, well, he's dead. But he had 1,500 stone. But State, oh my lord, State sitting on 6,300 stone. If there's ever been a candidate for a potential wonder, it's going to be State. But in the middle of the map, we've got Iagwa's that is going down once again to Core. Core is just cleaning house here. Now, Core has got one of the best military compositions that you can have in the game. This is Lancer Hand Cannoneer. Why is this such a good unit composition? It is such a good unit composition because it is a highly effective comp because of the cost. So these units, hand cannoneers, 120, 120. So you're paying 240 for one population. By the same token, a Lancer, 140 and 100. So both of these units cost 240 resources and they only take up one pop. Compare that to a horseman or a spearman. A spearman takes 60 food and 20 wood. So it costs 80 resources in total, but it still costs one pop. So your army, if you go full spearman, it's 1/3 of the cost. And so it's just not as effective. But now those spearmen are going to be looking to try and hold on in this position. Iagwa's is under attack. Core is pushing down upon him. The Bombards on the backside looking to try and take down the Culverin. Culverin might be repositioning. He's got to be careful here not to lose the Bombards. You can see he's sitting on top of the hill, but it looks like he's not going to be able to retarget it, and you can just see the difference that gets made here. That's a full 200 army just getting wiped out in the blink of the eye, and the reason why is because of that Lancer Hand Cannoneer combo. Such a deadly combination. And now that keep going to be looking to go down. He's emergency repairing it up on the backside. It looks like Mango is going to be going down, and we hear attacks happening on the other side. It's just going to be villages that are going down. How many villages is State on? State on 188 villages at the moment. If there is any threat in this game right now, it is State. It is 100% State because he is biding his time. He is calling the shots. He is so scary right now. 200 villagers out on this map. I don't even know where they are. It looks like he's barely got 130. Hand Cannoneers looking to hold on against that. The Horseman. A couple of Lancers as well. Looks like the trade from Dinky King is going to get shut down before it even really gets started. Spearmen looking to come out. We hear those reinforcements coming in. A couple of deletes behind the scene from State. Bombards looking to focus down the keep. Mangonel getting some shots off on those hand cannoneers. We can see them moving back. He's got to be careful not to focus them all of the hand cannoneers on the same unit there. Ideally, you want them like firing like 1, 2, 3, 4, hut, something like that. A bit like Timo would fire. But oh, it's traders. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, because he's trading, and the thing is, no one knows State is trading either. No one's got vision on this. No one's got line of sight. Actually, Zerton does have line of sight, but he hasn't called it out yet. At least not that I've seen. Mangonel's down to the south as well, looking to break through those walls. You can really feel like Iagwa's is trying to fight out of the pocket. Once again, we see the Australians getting outnumbered here. What might be by a much larger alliance. We can see that Stepred out once again, going to be zooming back. He's only got 5,000 gold there in that one as well. But continuing to push forward with the hand cannoneers, just you can see now it's a lot more effective now that they're not all firing at the same time. So they're going to be able to do less overkilling here. Townsend are going to be going down. Emergency repairs are going to be coming through, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It looks like the Townsend are just going to get focused down. Indeed, it does. And with that, no emergency repair is going to be available for any of these barracks on the front side. Reinforcements continuing to come in. But right now, Core is just racking up the kill count as he continues to push down upon his enemy. At the same time, towards the north, it looks like Adney going to be involved in a little bit of fighting over here, taking out some villagers from Dinky King. So these two Australians over on the east side are once again looking to team up against the world. It is Australians versus the world. We saw Snooper and Dinky King take them down in the first game, on the first week rather, as the Chinese. The question is whether they're going to be able to do it again, the Australians, and it's looking less and less likely because the big difference is now that back then it was two players against one, but here you're against the world. That really feels like it might be it. State still down towards the south, just gathering up resources. 59 traders in queue. Let's take a look and see how many traders he's actually got. Where is he sending these traders to? Only 30 traders at the moment. He's got 60 in queue, though. That's going to be a serious issue. And now, Core actually just pushing on Iaguas. And you can see, this is the power of this high-cost army, is that it's just got so much more oomph than the other units. You think about an archer against a hand cannoneer, a lancer against a horseman. It's that same sort of concept. And now with that, Core continues pushing in. We hear State under a little bit of attack over towards the east. It's going to be some outposts that are getting rushed down over here. Zerton going to be looking to place this outpost down. He was sieging down this first outpost. I'm not sure exactly what's going on over on that side. We're going to stay under attack from multiple angles. But now it looks like Iago is going to be trying to hold his best on this position. You can see that when it comes to resources, he's sitting on 101 population for villagers. Only 100 population for military. He's got him in a nice little choke point here. On the backside, the bombard's firing off towards this, but 4 bombards coming out for Core. Core looking really good in this game at this point in time. Score at the moment for players looking pretty even as well. Sacred Sites in the middle being neutralized as they are run across through by the reinforcements, just popping off non-stop. Down towards the south. We'll check in with State shortly, but up towards the north, we've got ourselves a little bit of an outpost wall. War? I mean, how many outposts have we got from Adney right now? Because he's building them like a madman. 61 outposts. So he's well on the way to that world record, 282, that we did see coming out from State, who was also playing as the Orange at the same time. And now we've got villagers moving in. What are these villagers going for? Zerton moving in behind enemy lines. I don't know whether is he thinking about reinforcing these outposts potentially? What have we got here? Looks like now we've got Iaguas, who is finally pushed back against Core. We'll take a look at Core and see how he's doing. 133 population, and he's actually managed to drain here. So the cost of going, or the cost of going for these more expensive units is that they cost a lot. And now the cheaper units from Iaguas have managed to overwhelm the push out from Core. Slowly managed to whittle it down, and now he turns his attention back towards the other side. Up towards the north, more outposts continuing to come up. Where did those villagers go? I want to look for those villagers. The villagers have just decided to come back. So I don't know exactly what their plan was. Khan has been killed, and with that, Core probably going to be typing GG in the next few seconds. Core saying, help me mid. Core saying, I can't war. Indeed you cannot, Core. Indeed you cannot. Oh, it sucks, Core. It sucks. With the Khan going down, that will signal good game. As you guys know, Twitch chat love to type GG after the Khan has been killed. Because us casters, you know, the slightest whiff of a GG, and we'll state it. You know, I once saw a guy, and I typed GG. That was it. That was it. I just saw the guy. I'm like, I'm looking at you, man, and that's going to be a good game right there. I think it was a game against the Viper. I just typed in GG. So that is a true story. That is an anecdote. Streltsy Mass beginning to build now for Dinky King. They're looking to team up against Core here. And do we potentially see that Holy Alliance finally being broken? Huge amounts of outposts up towards the north. Dinky King slowly being aggressed on here. I love the emplacements coming out from Adney, but just remember, he's playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Stone is a thing that costs him a lot. Whereas for people like Core, it doesn't cost a whole bunch. Now remember, for Core, he's always got that deer stones in the back of the base over here as well. So I don't know exactly what Adney's doing. He's picked up the relic with the prelate once again. It could be sitting in here gathering up 300 gold, but we've caught him with his pants down right now. And it's probably a bit awkward to say with the prelate being such a holy man, but I guess it is appropriate. Sorry to all my religious fans out there. Oh, that's a yikes. Slowly but steadily pushing in with more and more of this trash army composition. Core looking to go down. He's screaming out, help me, Adney! Help me, Adney! We'll take a look and see what is Adney doing right now. Let's see where he's at. Adney up towards the north. He's on 200 population. 167 are villagers. 33 are military. So Adney, yeah, he can help, but he's only got 33 population. It looks like it's just a couple of scouts as well. Help me, Adney! Help me, Adney! Well, Core. Well. What goes around comes around. I believe that was a famous quote from Justin Timberlake. But it seems you're going to need more than swift footwork to get yourself out of this one, Core, because you might be in trouble, my friend. Towards the north, you've got a Streltsy Mass with bombards coming in, and towards the south, a huge amount of trash with some bombards on the back line as well. And I can't help but feel this might be slightly deserved. Let this serve as a warning to anybody who makes open alliances like Core once did, that you will put a target on your back. And here we see the Australians looking to focus in on that target. The White Stoop are going to be focused down in almost one quick blow here as Dinky King looks to take out the first landmark from Core. Second landmark a little bit further down towards the south. Step Redoubt, I'm not sure exactly where it is. Step Redoubt actually already dead. So this is going to be the third landmark here for Core. Now keep in mind, Core does have that fourth landmark over towards the west in the base of Adney, who's just chilling out with his prelate with a relic. But it looks like he's going to fall back for now. I think he's looking to just reposition himself. Maybe push up towards Adney. Now if we take a look at Adney, where are those 1, 2, and then 3 and 4? That's where his landmarks are. So if you know about the first two and know about the second two, it's not too hard for you to actually take that out. Now pushing forward with more wooden fortresses, we see the emplacements coming through. Looks like he's getting quite a few of these sprinkled emplacements. Speaking of sprinkleds, we've now got more sprinkleds coming out here for Core. He's got that improved roller shutter trigger doing an extra 13 range on those bad boys. Now a bit of a push also looking to come in from Iaguas over towards the east. Reinforcements for Zerton coming in. He's got plenty of elite horsemen, but he looks like he's doing a bit of a run through, looking to meet over on the other side of the base. It's going to be Iaguas as well. Horsemen going to be looking to come around. It seems like those horsemen might be running in towards the units of Iaguas. So indeed looking to defend this position, but the horsemen just run by completely. They got other things. They're doing other things. Don't mind me, mate. Hold on, where's he going with those? Look at Core chasing. He's like, hey, you get back here. You help me right now. But Core's going to need a lot more than help from Zerton because he is under pressure. Town center might be the focus. Now we can see that he's slowly but steadily losing out his bombards, and that's going to be the key here. He's only got 2 bombards that remain. Up towards the north, more units beginning to fight. You can see just the labyrinth of walls that have been built here between these two players up towards the north. The battlefield lines have been drawn, and they are quite long. The trenches are looking very strong here for both players. But now that's only going to be a single bombard that remains. At the same time on the backside, bombard's reinforcing at the moment for Dinky King here. And with this, Core looks like he might be out of a place. Now, we talked about this a bit earlier. The fact that Core still sat in the middle, he just chilled out in the center. He didn't move off to the side. He had the option to move down to the south. He had the option to move over towards the western corner where Lidicor once lived, but it wasn't the case. And we see Zerton's actually walled this off. Very curious that he's walled that off. I guess he wants to, yeah, okay. He wants to prevent Adney from doing any shenanigans here. So doesn't trust Adney, I think is the play here. But down towards this central location, once again, Core losing this town center very shortly, I suspect, as the bombards keep rolling through. And Core not looking pretty right now. Core starting to look worse for wear. Bombards continue firing off among Core. Enemy attacking landmark. Dinky King is indeed attacking that landmark. You can see the town center down to 3,100 health at the moment. And keep in mind that with that, there's only going to be this single deer stones that remain. So Adney might pull villagers and look to take this down. I know I would. I know that I would. But remember, you've made an alliance. You've come into this game. You've made an alliance. You've said, Core, I'm happy to be your friend. And when you don't defend Core, people know that. They can see the all chat. They know that, hey, you were in an alliance with Core. So they don't feel bad about killing you 2v1, 3v1, whatever it is that they're going to kill you. And with that Core, he's not looking pretty right now. Strelty moving in up towards the north side. I don't know where the bombards are. I think all the bombards have actually been taken out. You can hear the outposts. If Core's actually got a pretty decent defense going on here. These emplacements do so much work. Do not underestimate these emplacements. They really do a lot of work. You're going to need more bombards in sooner rather than later because this town center is going to stand. But remember, this town center isn't the end-all and be-all. Even if it goes down, like, you're just going to be able to repair it easily. Core's in a pretty decent spot here. We're right on board with him and check exactly how he's doing. Maybe not a decent spot. He's got 103 villagers. Every single one of them is on food. He's just moved a whole bunch to wood. He's changed his mind, but they're back onto food now. Unfortunate for Core. Unfortunate. Up towards the north, we've got our first breakthrough coming through. It is going to be a bombard that is going down. Elite horsemen going to be able to take out the bombard from Dinky. And with that, the horsemen going to be turning their attention towards this final layer of palisade walls. With this layer of palisade walls going down, never mind, there is another one. But the economy is still yet to really be exposed. Now, remember, this entire time, State is trading. And not only is State trading, but he is doing so uncontested. I say that as Zerton cleans up these traders and comes through down to the south. Oh my lord, we've got ourselves a big attack coming through. Zerton says, hey, remember me, buddy? Yeah, I'm here. And I've broken the alliance. You know what? I don't actually think there was an alliance between these guys. I think they might have just had like a non-aggression pact. Now, now it looks like the town center for Core did go down, but remember, Core still survives. He holds. He's still got the pastures that are slowly but steadily getting sheep in. And now we actually see that Dinky King has to go back to his base to defend against the onslaught of units that are coming towards him. Now, he's got a pretty decent little hold going up for the moment. If he can re-wall here, he'll be happy. But we do see Adney getting an outpost in behind. Down towards the south. Plenty of units going to be coming out here for State. Let's take a look and see what the villager count is at the moment. He's on 111 villagers. So quite a fair bit of villagers there. Core managing to keep his head above water just a bit longer. But now State playing as the Delhi. He's managed to get all the elite upgrades in. Now this is the big thing. If you're playing as the Delhi and you manage to get to the Imperial Age and manage to stay alive, then maybe things aren't that terrible. We can see he's actually got no scholars, so he must have got every single upgrade that there is, I would suspect. And now he's just a happy little camper. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, though, sitting at about 60,000 resources. So not a terrible amount, but those mangonels are really what are going to be the difference here. Over towards the north, we hear that more units are pushing in towards the base of Core. Traders as well coming out State, looking to trade in a different direction. But unfortunately for him, Iaguas, he ain't too happy with that. Is he too happy with that? He seems like he might be undecided about that at this point. Maybe just a little bit scared. Up towards the north, we continue to see that there's not been much passage that's actually been made from Adney just yet. But he's done a good job at distracting. That's the big thing, right? He's distracted Dinky King. Dinky King has been forced away from this position. And so, as a result, even though he hasn't directly helped, Adney hasn't directly helped Core, he's drawn all these forces away up here to help defend. And that's really opened it up. But now we see those forces continuing to move. Reinforcements coming out. The Holy Roman Empire are slowly but steadily taking over this game. Keep in mind, we've got Iaguas over on the east who I pipped to be in the best position. He's actually put the Spearman on hold position, which to me says he is okay with State trading. He says, State, you can keep trading. I don't mind. Everything is on hold position here. He could be interrupting this, but instead he bides his time. He says, I will allow you to trade. Streltsy continuing to hold this position up on the north. In the center, the trebuchets continue to battle down this position. A lot of units here, 75 horsemen, 4 hand cannoneers, and a single springled 88 villagers in this area, apparently. That's a lot of villagers. Looking to push in. Triple trebuchet coming out. Down towards the south. Elephant's going to be coming out as well. It looks like Zerton is making progress. He's got bombards. He's got springleds. Or rather, Culverin. He's got mangonels. Nice little surround coming in here. State trying to hold on against Zerton. These two players are incredibly good players. Both of these guys sitting in the top 30 at the moment. Very, very talented players. Both of them Conqueror. But now going to be turning his attention towards that mangonel, looking to try and take it down. The Lance Connects are coming in. Beautiful composition here. Horseman Lance Connects. It beats pretty much everything in this game, especially when it's backed up with siege. The main issue is going to have a reinforcements, and you can see he's got villagers on the front line. If he wants to build larger amounts of barracks or stables, he's going to be able to do that, but yet to do it at this point in time. Up towards the north, it looks like this push is stalled out for the moment. We'll take a look and see exactly how things are going up here as well for Dinky and Adney. Meanwhile, I mean, we've got these two players that are fighting out, these two players that are fighting out, these two that are fighting out. Everybody's fighting at this point in time. We've got a whole bunch of 1v1s that are going off. Everybody's racking up some kills right now. But the Delhi player looking to hold on. State doing a good job here. Resource numbers not looking terrible. We'll check in with Zerton and see how he's doing. He's doing pretty decently on resources as well. Now, keep in mind, he's got 1,700 gold a minute coming in. Where is he getting this gold from? 1,700 gold a minute right now. I don't even know. Is that even legal? He's got the Regnitz Cathedral, which has obviously got the 2 relics in it. He's got 1 monastery that's back here. Is that it? Where else? Oh, he's trading. Of course, he's trading. He's trading. Only 37 gold. Not a huge amount. He did find the market, though. He found the market, and that's the big thing. We talked about this a bit earlier. So it makes it possible for him to trade here. He's got 45 traders, only pulling in 37 gold. That feels bad, man. But hey, it's better than nothing. Keep now comes up for Zerton. An expensive keep to drop here. We'll take a look at Core. He's holding on for dear life. Continuing to lose buildings. Ideally, you'd want to move this prayer tent away from the front line. Maybe get it over here a bit more. It could become the focus of these trebuchets very quickly. Up towards the north, Adney, yet to make any progress. In fact, if anything, Dinky is now looking to push out a lot of bombards for Dinky. In fact, this army for Dinky looking very healthy, very strong. He's going to continue rallying in reinforcements here. I don't feel comfortable seeing a tear long that big next to my base. That's a tear? What does a tear mean? I don't know what a tear means. What do you guys reckon? I don't know exactly what he means. A trade? I'll take trade for 200, thanks, Alex. A trade route. Okay, that makes sense. Well. Oh, okay. He's explaining why he attacks state. Oh, okay, it makes sense. So basically he's saying, I'm attacking you state because I'm not comfortable seeing that trade route next to my base. Now, interestingly, he hasn't taken the neutral trading post. Now, to be fair, it's not very far away, but he could just put a market up here, build a market right there, and then start trading with that neutral trading post, because he's completely denied that from his opponent. But now, caught in the middle, huge amount of horsemen. He's going for a snipe. I can feel it. I feel it coming. Core with 154 horsemen. He is looking for points. He knows it might be all over Red Rover. And he says, give it to me, baby. Up towards the north, he's looking to target the Rus player. Doing a bit of a run around. We now see him heading in. There's 3 relics here. So if anything, Iagwaz is going to be happy with that. He's going to be able to take those 3 relics, but Dinky King spots out the horsemen that are making their way across the map. The Mongol horsemen, without a Khan, unfortunately, are going to be looking to break down these walls. Now, keep in mind, one other thing about the Rus is they don't have access to those bombard or those cannon emplacements. Cannon emplacements always destroy masses like this because of the area damage that they do. But playing as the Rus, you don't have access to that. First wall broken down. Second wall broken down. Let's take a look and see if we can find the landmarks here for Dinky. All right. High trade house. It's well defended. He's got plenty of defense back here. We've also got the high armory that is back here as well. Main town center. I think this is... No, it might be this one up towards the north. Yeah, it's this one, as well as the Golden Gate. Let's see if he's able to do it. He heads into the base, looking to try and get through all of these infrastructure pieces. Down towards the south, he's been cleaned up completely. But speaking of cleanup, we got some elephants coming out. State looking to hold the line up towards the north. You can see that Dinky is really pushing against Adney here, so he's just holding on for dear life. And now also we've got Adney coming in with elite horsemen towards the landmarks. So we've got Core as well as Dinky King. Now, Adney's going to get killed. Adney for sure is going to get killed by Dinky King. So by them taking out Dinky King together, there is a really good chance that Adney stays in this game now, and that with that, Core might as well, because then Adney can help defend Core against Iagwaz. Now, I'll be real with you, there's not much of Core's base left to defend. He's down to like a single landmark, which we've talked about it. It's over here, it's the Deer Stones, and I like that the Prelate's still carrying the relic. Broken through the final walls, he now begins to head towards that landmark, the high armory. Now, one of the things you can see is villagers look to turn their attention and try and repair up these landmarks. But now they're going to be around that high armory, and Core might be looking to take out a potential player here. We've seen him fighting up against Adney. Dinky King, unfortunately, could be our sixth place player here for today. 83, Horseman 81. It's going, the numbers are going down. Hold on a minute. Oh no! Oh, he's gotten stuck! Step Bro, help me! Help me, Step Bro! Oh no, it's terrible right now! Core losing all of his horsemen! And now back towards the high trade house, it just sits very happily. And with that, Core loses all of his units, and Core, unfortunately, feels bad, man. Core gets stuck, and no Step Bro is there to help him out of the washing machine. Unfortunate situation for Core. Dinky survives, and now he says, "You have made me mad." It is time. Dinky King, he will re-wall, he will repair, he will rebuild, and then he will retake what was his. He will retake the motherland. Damn, that was impressive. That was impressive. A nice little hold there from Dinky. Great use of body blocking. And at the end of the day, just, you know, that's what happens when you don't have a stepbrother or a stepsister there to get you out of those tight situations and help you out, you know, from behind. it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. But Dinky now looking to try and defend once again. We can see that Adney was trying his best to come in on that front side. Not going to be able to do it. I suspect we're going to have re-walls coming up very shortly. Indeed, there are the re-walls now. But now, ideally what you would expect to happen is that that Adney would pick out Core, because it would get him 3 points. And then in addition to that, he would also progress himself a place. But remember, that is his only friend in this game. When it comes to Core, he's got 0 units. He literally has nothing. He has a single Deer Stones left. There is no way that he can possibly get back into this game. He doesn't have any villages. He doesn't have any town centers. He's got no possible way to rebuild. He does have stables, though. I guess he's got that going for him. He's got stables. But that's not going to be enough. Down towards the south, it looks like... Wait, a new Khan rises? Oh, yeah, the Khan rises from dead town centers, by the way. Totally balanced. Totally balanced. You know, you could just tell the devs are Mongol mains when the Khan is coming back from dead town centers. Ooh, calm down, fellas. Calm down. You guys are loud and proud out there. All right, well, Dinky King up towards the north. He's very angry now, and he's going to start pushing slowly but steadily on this base that is the Holy Roman Empire. So keep in mind, Core still hasn't tapped out just yet. He's playing for points at this stage. I don't know what Core is saying in the chat right now, but he looks a little bit mad. We could say that. He's going to try his best to play for placement here. And keep in mind, I mean, as long as Adney survives, Core survives, but Core's got 1 unit that he can control, and it is this single Deer Stones. So he is at the control. In fact, he's actually locked in. You can see him trying to move right now. You can see him trying to move, but he's stuck. He's stuck in with the prelate, with the relic. And now the push really is coming out. Adney, you made him angry. And the question is, where does Dinky King go from here? Because Dinky, he's also out and about on the map. He's looking to turn his attention towards Adney from the south side. Now we can see Adney spent a lot of resources here fortifying these outposts. Not a lot of emplacements on these bad boys though. Take a look at that. He's just got units inside of them. We'll take a look on board with Adney and see what his resources are like. Resources aren't too bad. In fact, he's sitting on 126 villagers at the moment, which is quite a bit when it comes to free-for-all. Down towards the south, it looks like this stalemate is still a bit stalematey, but Zerton has definitely pulled back. He really did try and finish off the Delhi player to the south state, and has taken control of this trading line, but interestingly not using it, not abusing it, not exploiting it. And we hear a sacred site being taken in the middle. It's just going to be a sacred site from Zerton, who has a prelate capturing up some of those relics that were dropped by Core in the middle. We can see that State and Zerton seem to have come to some form of agreement here. So you can see them saying the towers stay as long as the towers have got no emplacements. At least it seems that way. I think he said the towers here can stay as long as there's no emplacements on them, but I'm not sure. But now he's moving out. Hold on a minute. Up towards the North Elite Horsemen, breaking through, actually taking down the markets here of Dinky King. They're going to be turning their attention towards these landmarks, but keep in mind these landmarks have been repaired. Actually, this landmark isn't repaired. Needs to repair that all the way. Still pushing through, looking to take out all the infrastructure down here, and still yet to push into the base, but there are a lot of units out here for Dinky King. Trade has well and truly begun now for Dinky King over from this east side. You can actually see the way he's running around it as well. A little bit of a trek back towards the base. All right. Internal trade is still just going off chops right now. I love the way that Zerton is doing these internal trades. Adney under pressure towards this northern position. At the same time, down towards the south, we've got a push coming in. It's going to be a bit of a slower push, though. Only 2 trebuchets. It's going to be more than enough to take buildings out. It's just going to be slow. That's the thing. And especially against emergency repairs, it can take some time. Sacred Site has now been captured by Zerton. So, I think we might have some Sacred Site contention coming in. You can see the outposts that are coming up here for Zerton. He's obviously seen that game that was played by Sort of. And he's got, that's a potential win condition. I can do that. And indeed, that is what it looks like he might be thinking about. So more outposts going to get thrown up here. Now, keep in mind, he's not playing the Mongols, so he's not going to be able to throw out as many emplacements as we saw Sort of throw out. These bombards looking great. You can see why the devs are going to nerf these bombards, dude. They just do so much damage. 204 damage a pop right there. That is a lot of damage. Almost one-shotting these elite horsemen. Down to 12 health. Poor Core. Poor Core, man. Core just sits over here. He's playing for points right now. So you've basically got a 2-for-1. If you can actually kill Adney, you can kill Core as well. So he's double points right now. So Dinky is actually pushing for double points here. At the same time, towards the south, it could be Iaguas that looks to take it out as well. You can see neither of them are particularly close. There's a large base from Adney, and that's the important thing about these free-for-alls, is that you make these large bases. You can see that, for the most part, Iaguas has just kept a very small base. In fact, he hasn't even made stone walls yet. What is Iaguas up to? Does he just know that there's no real big threats coming in? Ooh, look at those numbers right now for Iaguas. 71,000 food, 33,000 wood. That is a lot. But he's got plenty of space. Interestingly, there's a lot of free space down here towards the south that he just hasn't expanded to. And you might be looking at that saying, yeah, but what's the point in expanding to it? Well, let's say in the event that you do drop a wonder, or you go for that wonder victory, this is going to buy you a whole lot longer against somebody like State, because you can reinforce on that line a lot easier. Springald going down there. And slowly they're going to be taking out this base. But with that, we just see now Zerton just chilling out in the middle. Now, we saw this last week, where Zerton, who did end up winning, just sort of almost looked a little bit AFK. So he might be biding his time. He might just be gathering up the resources, just letting things go. We see now that Zerton putting up an outpost here. Look at this. Zerton spotting out the final landmark here for Core. Could come through for a snipe. If this outpost actually gets up, he could spot that one out. Towards the north, Dinky continues pushing down. It's a long and hard push, isn't it? He's got so many bombards here. That's the thing as well to note. He's got to be careful not to lose them. We'll check in and see if that outpost actually spotted out the landmark. Oh my lord, it got up. It almost got up there. 96%. What percent was that right now? You can see this outpost from Zerton should have vision towards here, but probably not towards that landmark. Actually, oh no, it can see the landmark. It can see the deer stones. He could run in right now and actually kill that. He's on the move. He's on the move. Trader's now getting intercepted. Core making a bit of a comeback here. Look at Core. Revenge. A dish best served like an entree, it seems. Core barely attacking the stomach right now with just a meager 3 lances. But hey, Core, you're doing well, Core. You're doing well. You can do it, Core, I believe. Let's take. I want to see how's Core doing right now. Yeah, nice, Core. You get him, man. 3 military pop. Yeah, get him, Core. Get him. You tell them they can't trade, Core. What an absolute Chad, dude. This is a huge army. This is going on the thumbnail, dude. Enormous Mongol army. Kills... Oh, no. There's knights. Core under attack. That landmark just chilling out for the moment. Keep in mind, this push is still happening over towards this eastern side. Both players pushing in, actually. It's a very slow and methodical push. Like, you can see how damn long it takes to kill these bases, man. I'm not even kidding you. These guys feel like they've been killing the base of Adney for, like, a good solid, like, what, 10 minutes? Can we take a look at Adney right now and just see what he's up to? He's got military. He's got 116 population of villages, though. That's the thing. It's going to be hard for him to defend this. Still traders coming through. I'm looking for it. I think he did he delete that wall? No, I don't think he deleted that wall. He's just trying to hide it. Bit of a run through now coming. It looks like Iago is going to be coming through and saying, "Hey, I heard that there might be a landmark around here." Enemy is now attacking the landmarks of Adney. This is going to be the first 2 right here that are going to be looking to go down. Attention turned towards that Arkan Chapel. Second one going to be that town center. And you're going to be careful here because there are a lot of players about to tap out in the same second here. Both Core as well as Adney have got all their final landmarks all in the same place. We're right on board with Dinky as he looks to take down the first of these 2 landmarks. Indeed, 2 of them do go down. Horseman looking to try and defend. Adney going to be doing a bit of a run around here. Spears getting a great surround. Managing to take out a lot of these units here. But unfortunately, looks like one of the mangoes does go down. Cleans up the majority of the rest. And now we see that the horsemen continue posturing. He knows he's going to be able to break through. He knows that these guys are barely defended. Because remember, earlier in the game, we saw Adney accidentally do that Wallalol, and he told everybody where his final landmarks were. Bombard's going to be going down. Knights doing their best to clean this up. Emergency repair is going to be able to be applied over here as well. So the smart thing for Iaguas to do would be to focus down this town center first. That would be the best thing. But now it looks like Zertan's actually come through. Zertan has come through. He's looking for Core. He is looking for Core, and he's found him. He said, hey, Core, how's it going, man? Remember me? Remember me from earlier, Core? And he spots out the deer stones, and with that Core, he's going to be going out. Core going to be our 6th place player here. So unfortunately, he's managed to cockroach a little bit, but unfortunately doesn't cockroach enough. And with that, Core is your 6th place finisher. Adney, I suspect, probably going to be a very short 5th place finisher. As we can see, he is going to be going the way of the dodo shortly as well. As Iaguas is looking to get inside the base, and now might even be looking to pick a fight here with Zertan. And you can see that they've almost got themselves into a little bit of a mixer here. Let me in! It's that classic meme, let me in! He manages to break through now. Whole bunch of spears going to be able to clean this up, and you can see that Zertan could even look... So, in this situation, ideally what Iaguas should do is look to kill the army of Zertan and then try and take the kill. Because in the event both of these guys are attacking the landmark, it could mean that the points are split here, and ideally you'd want to keep all those points for yourself. But Spear's doing a great job against these horsemen. You can see him actually chasing away a couple of these units down over towards the south as well. Oh, the bombard mass coming down from Zertan. Look at that sneaky guy. He only being attacked by 2 elite horsemen. He could come in here and easily get the snipe. Now, ideally, you're going to want to go for the Regnitz first and then the Palace of Swabia. But the Palace of Swabia are going to get taken out. And you can see that Iaguas knows that those bombards are coming in. He's trying his best to take it out. We're going to be slowing this one down. Let's take a look, because it looks like the bombard's focusing down the landmark. Regnitz to Cathedral went down to 82 health, and then the final kill came through. I think we're probably going to split points for that one, but I suspect it might have been Iaguas that actually got the final tap. I saw their health go from 682 to 82 and then 81, and then it died. So there's a good chance that it could have been all of those Lancers coming in at the same time. I'm pretty sure Iaguas got that. We'll double check the replay, but Adney is going to be your 5th place player today. And then there were 4. Spawning in on the west side of the map in the color green, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it is Zertan. We've got State in the south playing as the Delhi in yellow. Over on the east side playing as the Holy Roman Empire in teal, we've got Iaguas, and to his north playing in the color purple, we've got Dinky King on the Rus. These are your 4 final players for this game. Now, if there's ever been a time to go for a wonder victory, now is the time. And the reason why is because you get those bonus points for going for the wonder if there are 4 people still alive. That is the key factor. That is the key limiter. Now, how much extra points are we talking? We're talking 5 extra points. And that could be the difference between you qualifying and you not qualifying. So for somebody like Iaguas, who didn't have the best run in the first couple of weeks, it could be a big thing for him to actually pull out a wonder victory here right now. This would be immense. This would be amazing. But remember, he's still got this tree line to the back that he's yet to cut down. He's got no stone walls up. And if we take a look at his resources, he's only sitting on 1,200 resources or 1,200 stone. So it's not a huge amount. Now remember, it needs to be 4 people when the wonder is built. Not when the timer runs out. It needs to be 4 people or when the wonder is built. So technically, if he wanted to, he could build a wonder and then immediately kill Dinky so that there's only 3 people left. But as long as that wonder gets completed before Dinky dies, before Dinky dies, then he's still going to get those extra points. So that's going to be really important. Now, obviously, you also get 15 points just for winning as well. So it stacks on top of that. So it really does make a difference. But now that trade going to be coming out as well. And I think Zertan might be looking to cause some havoc once again for State. Earlier, he took him out, and it looks like the horseman just going to be running through, just chilling out. What is he doing? Looks like he's biding his time. Okay, he's decided. It is war, ladies and gentlemen. It is war. Towards the middle. Hold on. Is he taking out? What is going on right here? Look at the players that are trading here. We've got State on one side, Iagua's on the other. We had Dinky from the north. 3 people trading with the trade post. It's almost like mutual, like a trade agreement. Like you're negotiating for an extra 25% science. Like what the heck? Speaking of Iagua's taking out Dinky King, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a potential play right here. It is going to be Iagua's looking to take out Dinky King. At the same time, over towards the west, we've got ourselves another 1v1. Some cute little walls going up here from State. Yeah, State, get him. Get him, get him, State. It's the classic, you know, if you just build it the length of your enemy's line of sight, then surely that wall must go for the, you know, from here to the sunset, right? Like, that's where it's going to go. Oh, my lord. Oh, gosh. I can see EGC in the chat right now saying, oh, that's just AUFTA, Aussie Octagon Free Trade Agreement. Yes, it is the free trade agreement in the middle, which has now been cut short, it seems, as Zerton has cut one of the supply lines out, and it looks like Iagua's has cut the other one out. So it is now just Iagua's trade in the middle. But we can really see him opening up these walls. Interestingly, still no stone walls coming out from Iagua's here. I'd love to pick his brain a little bit more about this and understand why. Stone walls can make all the difference when you're looking to defend on these fronts, because it forces your enemy to bring siege. Because right now, you know, you could run 100 horsemen down here, and where would they go? I mean, they go to the Regnitz, they go to the town center, they'd go to the Aachen, and they go to the Schwabia. But other than that, there's not too many other things that you could look to defend that with, other than just your emergency repairs. But now looking to clean out these units on the bottom side. Where is the army from Dinky? There it is. There it is. It's posturing. It's waiting. It's almost inviting him to come in, because Iagua's wants to fight in this little choke point here. He's got a nice little concave that he can defend from, kind of like the 300 and the way that they defended. So we can see the Dinky King actually now going to be pushing out a lot of spearmen here. They're split up to avoid any potential AoE damage that comes out. At the same time, down towards the south, we've got our battle that's unfolding down here, and you can see that there's quite a big push coming through from Zerton. But back on the north side, it looks like those bombards going to be going down. Iagua's continuing to run past. A little bit of an opening there that gets left open by the spearmen. Spearmen going to be trying their best to take out these knights before too much damage gets done. First bombard goes down, second bombard getting focused. They're going to have to fall back from this position. No villagers here to repair it up. Second bombard does go down. A lot of culverin out here as well. Iagua's moving up the culves. Spearmen managing to survive against those knights. And with that, the bombards are going to be able to fall back, and he's going to be able to keep them alive a little bit longer. Reinforcements going to continue coming in from the south. We now see the mixing of Landsknechts coming through. These guys are going to shred through the forces here of Dinky. Something that you've got to be very careful against. In the middle, trade continues now as well for State. He's getting 164 out of these bad boys, and the walls have held. State has held with the walls. Things are looking good for him. We'll check in with each of these players and see what their resource count is at. Dinky King with 6k stone in the bank, but no gold at all. Now, keep in mind, Dinky King also playing the Rus. He's going to have the option to trade with his high trade house. He's got 3 tickets on that bad boy. So if he wants more gold, he can just sell off some food. That's always going to be a favorable trade for him. Next up, we've got State down towards the south. He's got enough for a wonder. But the question is, he can barely survive right now against Zerton. Surely, if he drops a wonder, there's going to be no way he can survive against Iagua's as well as Dinky King. That becomes a lot of people to take down. Next up on the menu, we've got Zerton. 800 wood, 2,000 stone. So really not much either. And then finally over on the other side of the map, we've got Iagua's, who's sitting on 1,500 stone, 30. Iagua's actually maxed out right now. 100,000 food. He is looking very happy, very healthy with those resources. And he's going to continue pushing towards his enemy. Bombards together with the Springalds working together behind those fences. And we can see the Landsknecht together with the Spearmen looking to try and break some holes through here. You can hear the Bombards and Culverin firing off on the remaining infrastructure back here. I don't know what Core just typed in the chat there, but I just saw Aussie Drongo and something. That was it. I don't know what was in the chat right there, so I'm probably going to have to go back and watch this VOD again just to see the chat from Core. Because I'll be honest with you, Core is a character. Oh, I'm tanking my lifetime just to provide Aussie Drongo's YouTube channel with this beautiful chat. Thank you, Core. We appreciate it. We love you, Core. Oh, Core. Core is trading IRL. Indeed he is. All right, well, towards the middle, it looks like this trading post is barely being used. I mean, it's still being used a little bit by Iaguas, who is trading out. But now we see a keep being thrown down here. A town center going to be thrown down as well. He's going to be looking for that emergency repairs. A great little beachhead that he's going to be able to establish here. Still forcing back the rest of these units. You can see the siege ball is building a lot of bombards over towards the east. But you can see that the Dinky is definitely intent on just holding this final position. Now, keep in mind, playing as the Rus, no access to stone walls, at least not yet. And what do we have over here, Dinky King? Now, surely there is no way you think you're actually going to get a snipe off over here. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Good job, Bombard. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Bombard. You've done your job very well, my friend. Looks like a breakthrough might be occurring, though. Dinky is under pressure. Landsconnects coming in. Springald's moving forward, looking to try and take out the Bombards on the back line. In fact, they're going to be looking to focus down the Culverin instead. Spearmen together with the Landsconnects. Going to be going up against those Mangonels. And keep in mind, the Mangonels do a lot of damage to these infantry units, but it's not as much as it used to be. Let's just put it that way. Landsconnect managing to make it behind enemy lines. Iaguas has got so many resources stacked up here. Only 84 villagers. Reinforcements coming out. It's going to be cavalry archers, or horse archers rather. We'll take a look at Dinky and see how his resources are going. Not a lot of resources in the bank. He's got 16 horse archers queued at the moment. We can see he's got Springald emplacements coming through as well. Up towards the north, more reinforcements are moving down towards this position. But Iaguas is looking to take names right now. Down towards the south. Still not much action. We'll check in with these two players, and it looks like a big push has come through down on this southern position. I suspect trebuchets might be the way to go here. It just really saves you against these Springalds. Springalds are difficult to deal with in the late game, especially when you don't have the extra range on your Bombards. But now Springald's going to be moving forward here, coming up for a little bit of a kiss. Going to be careful not to kiss too much against those Culverin. Those Culverin will one-shot them out, and indeed they do take them out. Back towards the base, though, of Dinky King. Things are looking up for Dinky. He's managed to hold on towards this position. Still taking out more and more infrastructure. We can see the Landsconnects together with the Spearmen doing a great job of just taking out all of these archery rangers. Look at the siege mass here as well for Iaguas. He's super happy with this. Continuing to push in, racking up those kills. Culverin got to be careful. It's getting sniped out. Loses its life, unfortunately. The roller shutter triggers on those Springalds for State. We'll check in with these players and see where their resources are at. State doing absolutely fine. We'll check in with Zerden. Zerden struggling a little bit. He's down at less than 10,000 food right now. He is maxed on population, though. So that's going to be good. Over towards the north side of the map, though. We got to tune in with Dinky King. We got to say, oh, no, it's not looking good for Dinky King. He's started to lose housing population. Less than 10 gold in the bank. 1,088 wood. So not much there for him. This is going to be a hard trade for him. He's got plenty of reinforcements on the way, but the Landsconnect's going to melt them completely. You can see how well they've mixed in here. And the big swings come in from the two-handed swordsman. They're looking to clean this up completely. Oh, Dinky doing some big trades up in the north. Thank you very much. Good point. 167 gold coming in for Dinky. He's going to be happy with that. But I don't know whether it's going to be enough, because he's down to 270, 290 wood. Landsconnect are continuing to just mow these units down. And now we can see the Culverin going to have to try their best against these Springalds. Springalds moving forward. Focusing down the first Culverin, but at the same time, the Culves just one-shot out those Springalds. You can see the difference between the two. Huge amount. And now Horsemen also going to be coming in, surrounding those Streltsy. Things are not looking good right now for Dinky King. Mangonel goes down. Dinky King down to 158 population on the south side. It looks like a repel has happened. Look at the amount of damage that has gone down here. Just non-stop fighting. And now all of a sudden, it looks like State might be pushing back Zerden. Zerden's army is back behind his stone walls. State stone walls, well, they've died. Layer upon layer, like an onion, have been peeled back from him. And the inner core is slowly being exposed. Everything looking fine over here for Iaguas at this point. There were Bombards that were over here. But it looks like the re-walls come through. A few units were taken out, mainly that market. But that's not going to be a big factor here. Still managing to hold on. More bombards moving in now. Keep in mind, the high armory here is going to empower up all of these siege workshops, but there's just no gold coming in at the moment for Dinky. 250 gold a minute. He's got that trade. If he can wait a little bit longer, this trade is almost on the way back in, and that should power him up. But he's only got 500 wood in the bank as well. 136 population, 135. It's falling down for him. And now that fight over towards the west continuing to happen. Resources really running low right now. Let's tune in with these players and see where they're up to. Iaguas, he's doing fine. He's almost, in fact, he's got enough for a wonder. Even though it doesn't say he's got enough for a wonder, he's got enough for a wonder. We can even go check out his market right now. He should have one in the back somewhere. I know it got killed. There it is. So right now, let's just hold over here for the moment. So if you want to buy stone, ooh, that is an expensive stone. It's going to cost you 6,000 gold just to get 1,000 stone. So look, it's expensive. Wood also expensive at the moment. Wood's actually a very good price, but food, you're getting a pretty poor return on that. So you could sell a whole bunch of wood, a whole bunch of food off, and buy your stone. Stone currently sitting at 622 gold a buy. That is a lot. That is a lot of stone. But now the town center going to be focused down here. And we can see Iaguas is looking to push in for a final kill. Dinky King going to be holding on. He's got a lot. The gold has finally come through for him, but the population numbers looking really poor. He's just queued up 45 Streltsy. But even 45 Streltsy at this point probably wouldn't be able to deal with this, even if he had it right now. Sprinkled emplacements going to be looking to hold on. They've got 11 range up against the 10 range of the bombards. Remember that. He's got to look to defend these. He's moving more units in on the front side. But if Dinky is paying attention, he can focus down these bombards with those emplacements. Towards the south, Zerton will check in with him. We'll see how he's doing. 710 wood in the bank. 61 villagers on food at the moment. 117 in total. Keep in mind, he's got a lot of traders. Not the most effective traders, though. This is the problem with having your traders be this ineffective. Nice little raid coming in on the backside as well. State going to be interrupted once again on that trade line. We'll take a look and see how State's doing. He's actually got enough for a wonder. We have the potential for 2 wonders coming in right now. And I think players are both waiting for that 3rd place player to be secured. Or rather, 4th place player to be secured. Because then it's going to be a lot easier for them to hold 2 versus 1. I think both Iaguas and State could hold 2 versus 1 right now. At this stage of the game. As long as Iaguas doesn't bring up 1,000 villagers and reinforce. But you can see that the walls here from State have slowly but steadily begin moving out. He's got about 5 or 6 layers there. And now Iaguas looks to turn his attention towards this main town center, as well as towards the Golden Gate. He's going to need more bombards out. Streltsy, going to be careful. He's going to continue kiting back. State is building a wonder! We've got it. It's the Grand Palace of Agra. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. The first time ever we are seeing a Delhi player building a wonder in a free-for-all tournament. It is happening right here. And it is coming down. And so State thinks he can hold. The question is, does Iaguas immediately turn around? Just when he is so close to killing Dinky. Does he turn around now? Because the problem is, if he turns around right now, if he leaves Dinky alive, not only does Dinky get to rebuild, but there is a chance that Dinky also looks to take him out. And he doesn't have anywhere near the fortifications you would expect at 93 minutes into the game. It's a very small base from Iaguas at this point. State has now got that wonder up. We called it from the beginning of the game. We said State was a major threat. He sat down here. He was trading. Zerton didn't like it. And there was a very good reason that Zerton didn't like it. Outpost up towards this position. Unfortunately, we don't see the wonder on the hill, but landmarks are now being destroyed. State's outpost also going down. With that, the Golden Gate going to be going down. I think Iaguas knows that he doesn't have a lot of time, so he's got to try and take down these landmarks as quickly as possible. That's going to be 2 that get taken down. He turns his attention towards the keep as well. A lot of the remaining units back here. Got the high armory as well as the high trade house now. He manages to hold on. We'll check in with Dinky King and see how he's doing. Oh, that's Lenok. Lenok's dead. Lenok's not here, man. 171 population at the moment for him. Only 19 of that is, or only 19 gold. We hear deleting going on behind the scenes as well. So State's going to be able to buy himself some time right now. And to be honest, Dinky could play the smart game here. I mean, to be honest, Dinky just needs to defend. Like, that's the big thing. The longer Dinky defends, the bigger of an investment it becomes for Iaguas, and the more likely it becomes that State actually wins this game. When you think about it like that. Okay, so if Dinky wants to try and stay in this game until the end, if he does that, then he gets extra points because he's made it all the way to the end and he's survived. Whereas if he dies early, he's going to be giving 3 points over to a potential competitor, which is Iaguas, and he's going to be missing out on those 2 points. So he wants to try and stay alive as much as possible right now. Down towards the south, we can see that the battles continue building. We'll check in with State and see what the resources are looking like. In fact, he's down to 18 wood. He's got no passive gold income. Oh, this isn't good for State. This isn't good for State. He might have a lot of food in the bank, but he doesn't have any wood income. He's sitting on plus minus 1 wood a minute right now. I don't even know how that's possible, Age of Empires, but you continue to impress me with your flexibility on these numbers. Plus minus 1. Okay, there we go. Looks like it's been fixed up. But now we've got that final push coming through. Iaguas looking to take out Dinky King in one final foul swoop. Now, his first option is he goes straight for the high armory. I don't know whether he's going to be doing that or whether he's just going to work down the wooden fortresses. I would probably just be working down all the wooden fortresses. But the problem is you do that, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and now the elite spearmen turn their attention towards the bombards. He's left them undefended. Brings back a couple more elite spearmen, but if you take out these bombards, you're going to be surviving a little bit longer, and that's exactly what he does. All the rams go down, and Dinky King looks to survive once again. State has managed to scrounge together an impressive wonder, but Dinky King has put together an even stronger defense, forcing back these units once again. We see 3 more bombards coming out. We'll check in with the wonder tracker and see how long we've got. We've got less than 12 minutes to go before State is victorious with a wonder. Dinky is holding on. His forces are looking pretty decent now. He's got a nice little mass of spearmen here to help defend against the horsemen. Streltsy going to be able to shred through those lance connects as long as he continues cutting back. Another keep coming up as well for him. He's managed to buy that up. Did he manage to repair the main landmarks? Hold on. No, he hasn't. Golden Gate Town Center still over here. Looks like a lance connector's just found a single mill. Fair enough. Fair enough, mill. Over on this western side, it looks like Zerton's being held up at bay for the moment. Keep in mind, every minute that you do... Oh my lord, that's a lot of bombards. Every minute that you're stuck here fighting against Dinky King, the more likely it is that State becomes the victor. And that's exactly what Dinky wants. Dinky knows exactly what he needs to do. The question is whether he's going to be able to do it, because these bombard numbers are starting to look strong. We'll tune in with Iaguas and see how he's doing. In fact, he's got enough for a wonder as well. If I'm Iaguas right now, I'm even thinking about throwing down a wonder myself. He's sitting on 1,900 gold a minute. That's plenty of gold right now. We'll tune in with State once again because he's not doing well when it comes to economics. As you guys know, plus minus 1 is never a good amount of wood to have. It is more of one of our complex numbers. It's kind of like infinity. It's in the same realm as infinity, or 3.14159265358589793235884. It would have been better if I didn't muck it up, but you guys get them. You guys get what I mean. Push coming through now. We'll tune back in down to the south side. Zerton looking to try and get a push through, but you can see State just holding with elephants right now. At the same time, those reinforcements continuing to come up towards the north. The bombard's doing a great job here. Now, remember, he's just going to be able to run him out of gold, run him out of wood. That's exactly what he's doing. We'll tune in with Dinky and just see how he's going. 23 spears on the way. Actually, not a lot of food. He is slowly but steadily running him out of food. He's only got 57 villagers, 24 on wood. The rest of them, these guys, these economic units are going to be your traders. So no food coming in whatsoever. So it is just going to be a matter of time before he actually takes it. But with this, I mean, Dinky King has forced this game to last, or this kill to last so long, it's bought State 6 minutes. And not just 6 minutes, but you got to think about it in, like, he had to build the wonder as well. If we take a look down to the south, I've never seen this wonder before. What is this wonder? Look at that wonder. I've never seen that before. Delhi builds a wonder? What the hell? The Great Palace of Agra. Bombard's now really coming through. That is a cool looking Wonder Man. Around the backside, the Elite Horseman trying to do a bit of a distracting. But Dinky King, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive for 8 minutes and 52 seconds. But I think he's bought enough time for State to actually be in a really good position. Because if you think about it, how long is it going to take for him just to walk across the map? Even if he walks across the map, he's got all of these bloody buildings to kill. So many buildings coming out from State. State knows exactly how to play this. Using all these front buildings to reinforce here. Slowly but steadily, he'll add more into the control group as he tries to reinforce on that position. We'll tune in with State and see how he's going. Oh, it's not looking pretty for State right now. This might come down to the wire. Plus minus one wood. 0 gold. Plenty of food in the bank, but he's holding on with these tower elephants. Interestingly, actually, he's got no scholars. Up towards the north, those final 2 landmarks remain strong, but the bombards on the backside are just going to continue focusing down. Streltsy actually moving forward, just going to get completely eaten alive. Managed to actually take out one of the bombards. Second bombard going to be coming out as well. It looks like scouts now coming in from State. He's looking to block with scouts. Take a look at this. So State realizing, hold on a minute, let's have a look at his army. He's got 88 scouts. Oh my lord. Okay, so he's looking to try and just... And this is the problem, right? Scouts, they do 2 damage. So you just want to ignore them. But the problem is they've got 132 health. 244 scouts in queue right now. He's only making scouts. Bombards and Culverin finally putting in the nail in the coffin for Dinky. Iagua's going to be able to claim 3 points here, but at what cost? At what cost? Ideally, you'd love to come into this game and win it. But when you got a guy like State, who's just got the brain the size of a watermelon and the head the size of a walnut, it is hard to do. Horseman going to be looking to run in now. Trying to get behind. I don't even know where he's gone with these horsemen. He might be looking to distract. Yeah, you can see that these, the wooden fortresses have got the emplacements on them. 11 damage on these bad boys. Actually outranged the bombard. Focusing down the high trade house. They got to be careful. That's boiling oil that gets thrown down there. Scouts looking to defend over on the western front. Oh my god, the Lance Connects. Oh, the Lance Connects could be massive here. Look at the damage that they're doing. Oh, they could absolutely wipe the floor with those. He's got to make sure he's got the elephants on the backside looking to defend. Landmark does go down. It's going to be that high trade house. He's bought so much time right now. 6 minutes remaining for State. And with that, it's going to be the final landmark that is going down. Bombard's moving in. Looking to take down that high armory. And Dinky King is going to be your 4th place finisher today. Iaguas has finished him off and takes it down to 3 people. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How does he do it? How does he do it? How does he do it? The villagers over here repairing on the town center. The Golden Gate is already up. Let's take a look. I'm impressed by Dinky's amount of wood. Honestly, when I spoke to his girlfriend, all she said was insufficient things about it. But it doesn't seem to be the case. At least it's not going to extend out his life too much longer here. I'm just kinking. I'm just kinking. I'm just kidding. But let's not talk about kinks too much. Or kink shame. But, it looks like finally Iaguas is going to be able to take out Dinky. There we go. There is your 4th place finisher. It is going to be Dinky King, the Australian sensation, taken out by his fellow Australian, Iaguas. So it seems that not all Australian alliances end happily. We saw Snooper and Dinky be great friends. But it seems today, Iaguas as well as Dinky, not so much. Reinforcement or barracks have already come in for Iaguas on this front side. Wonder Tracker at the moment down to less than 5 minutes to go. At the same time, the defense coming through. State doing a good job of just continuing to hold on. He's got elephants. He's got scouts. We'll take a look at his base. He's got crossbows in queue as well. 33 crossbows. Plenty of scouts. Holding on. Now, keep in mind that the main thing that you've got to really worry about here from Zerton is the threat of bombards. That's going to be the big factor. But remember, the scouts do very effectively against it. So you're going to need something to stop that. Could we see a drop? We could see a drop. We won't see a drop. Takes too much APM to do that. Now, finally, those army, or those units here from Iaguas are going to be rolling across the map. Iaguas is building a wonder as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 wonders. It's going to be the Great Palace of Flensburg. So this is a little bit of a backup wonder. In the event that State's wonder does go down, it will mean that this wonder here will secure Iagua's victory. At least that's his thinking. And when you consider the amount of resources he's got in the bank, you would kind of have to think that that is going to be the case. It just makes it very, very difficult otherwise. But I think he may have left it a little bit too late. The run is going to be coming in here at 337. Now remember, this is where you've got the defender's advantage in free-for-alls. Iaguas pushes out here. If he loses this army, well, he's going to have to march a new one in. Whereas the defender, I mean, we take a look at the defender's base. It is reinforcements out the wazoo. Iaguas' wonder is now up. And now the question becomes, are these players going to be working together to take down State's wonder? Are they going to be successful? As we now see the scouts moving out, and this is such a smart move here from State. So State is going to now come out. He's going to look to snipe away the siege. He's got the scout. So all he needs to do is come out here and kill the bombards. As long as he kills the bombards, he's going to be fine. Because the Lance Connect cannot get through the stone wall. So as long as the scouts come out, look to take down these bombards. There's quite a few of them out here. But I tell you what, there's more than enough scouts to do this. They continue moving out here. They're looking strong. And now they get spotted out. Iagua's going to be looking to try and fill that gap. Unfortunately, it's not going to be plugged. First bombard going to be going down. Second bombard going to be losing its life as well. A lot of Springleds or a lot of Culverin in here as well. He's going to be trying to get out of here. A little bit of a surround. We might see a bit of a step bro situation, but it's not going to be the case as more bombards continue to be attacked. He does a good job surviving. Those Lance Connects together with the Spearmen cleaning up there. We'll tune in with State and see how he's doing. He's down to 180 population here. Bombards continuing to focus down the units here. The Wonder Tracker right now, we're on 2 minutes to go before the Wonder victory for State happens. This could be it for State. That alliance that he built up with Lidacor in the lobby could finally be coming good. You know, he leveraged that alliance I'm just kidding. There was an alliance. It wasn't much of one, though. Bit of a meme. But now State looking to hold on. Lance Connect moving through. I don't think there's any way he pushes through from this angle. Zerton going to be trying his best. He'll have to be happy with a 3rd place. Now, remember, if in the event that this landmark or this wonder does not go down, we will be going to a situation where we determine the places based on the kills. So whoever's got the most kills out of Zerton and Iaguas will get 2nd and 3rd place respectively. But now working down the stone walls. We can see the layers have come through. He's managed to take down 3 layers of the onions, but behind we've got a whole bunch of scouts coming in. At the same time from the front, a whole bunch of scouts. He's looking to just take down all of these bombards. If he manages to take down even 2 or 3 of them, it's going to really ruin the tempo advantage that he's got here. He's managing to do all of it right now. This could be terrible here as all the bombards are going down. We can see the damage coming out, and 1 minute remains until victory. I think that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. I think State is going to be your victor here. Over towards the west side. I don't think there's any way that Zerton is going to be able to push through here. It's been a stalemate over on this western flank now for almost an hour. These guys have been going non-stop ever since Zerton decided that that trade route wasn't going to be the appropriate, wasn't going to be, you know, something that he wanted. We now see Zerton looking to come through, but unfortunately for him, there is a big stone wall behind this. And this is now you see the power of these stone walls in the late game. They just prevent any sort of shenanigans, any kind of snipe attempt coming through. Those stone walls going to be able to hold on, and with that, State going to be crowned your champion in the first game of week 3 of the Outback Octagon. There is absolutely no way they get through all of this amount of units, all of these buildings. There's just so much stuff in here. State looking incredible right now. Let's take a look and see how many he's got. He's got 139 production facilities, including 69 barracks. Nice. Good game, State. State is your victor in this first game in week number 3, ±1 wood, indeed. Good game. Well played. All right, well, let's take a look at some of our timelines here, get a bit of an idea. So 2nd place going to be going over to Iaguas, and where is Zerton? Zerton taking away that 2nd place from Iaguas by 83 kills. Very, very small amount of kills there. Let's make sure we get rid of that. Thank you very much to Core this game for putting his chat up for everybody to see. It was very, very kind of you, Core. So I'll leave a link in the description to where you can actually check Core out because, as I said, he's a great content creator. Let's take a look at some of these other timelines because, unfortunately for Lidacor, we saw him kicked out quite early in the game. He was taken out by Core as well as... Who else was it? I think it might have been... It was Zerton. So they look to take out the Chinese player early. Big boom coming in from Dinky King, up to 180 villagers. When we look at the military count, up and down the whole damn game. Look at that. But in the end, it was State who was victorious. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed this third week of the Outback Octagon. There's plenty more coming up, so stay tuned.